Hello, I'm Matthew White and welcome to the Australia Cup International Challenge, a world-class field of gymnasts right here in Australia over 3 days of competition. Of course, with the Olympics just around the corner, this invitation-only event provided Australian athletes with a rare opportunity to pit themselves against the very best American, Russian and Chinese gymnasts, all competing in the Australia Cup.
We open with Daniel Grigson on floor. Dan had the competition of his life in the all-around, finished 6th in this elite field. It was a great result. Let's see what he can do here on the floor. Arabian 1 3/4, slides a little bit outside of the floor area. Whip 1.5, jump to prone support, controls that quite well. And flares back up into handstand. Nicely done, flares with spindle. Good combination. Men's floor is one of the hardest to score high on. Pretty hard to pick up all the bonus points required to get the start value up to 10. Front layout. Small connecting tumbling line to get him into the corner. And a solid routine from Grigson, who's been in great form all week, and it looks to be continuing through into these apparatus finals. A great way to start. And here we see that very nice flares sequence, back up to handstand, whip 1.5, dive to prone support. And awaiting the judges' scores, there it is, an 8.5 for Dan Grigson. Now from America, Chris Young certainly was the crowd favourite in the all-around competition, and he scored an 8.3 in the preliminaries. Let's see if we can better that here in the final. Yes, he had a little bit of a shaky routine last time. Just little bobbles here and there which took his score down a bit low. The score, of course, doesn't carry through. They start with a clean slate here in the final. Front full, front layout, 1.5, that's good. Struggling to hold that V-sit. He's not really built very well for that hold, but manages to do it well enough. Whip, 1.5, 1.5, outside of the floor area. Not a huge deduction. And that's much better this time. That's the side salto 1 3/4. Last time he went out of the floor area for that particular element. And full in, back out. So a better routine than last time. Still not 100% controlled on all of his tumbling landings. Yes, and the look on the face, he manages to smile, but he knows he could have done better. Whip, 1.5, 1.5, foot out, probably another 10th off for the direction, maybe another 10th off for the lack of control, but that's beautifully done. Such an elegant looking element. Well, Chris Young with an 8.9 is setting the standard here in the floor final. The overall champion from Spain, Hisense Caballo. Really a class performer. He was in a class of his own. in the all-around competition. Just back from knee surgery only 4 months ago. So down a little on his difficulty in the tumbling, but when you see him, he's such an elegant competitor.
Front full, front layout. 1.5 steps outside of the floor. Double tuck. Straight planche position, pressing straight through to handstand. Crowd appreciates the difficulty of that. Every landing controlled, he's not giving much away. And there's those flares with spindle up to handstand, back down again, up to handstand. Combination called Gogolatse. Double twist. A very impressive routine from Caballo of Spain, acknowledges the crowd. And relatively simple double tuck to finish.
And the score, an 8.85, and that moves him into the silver medal position at this stage of the competition. So the first gold medal goes to Chris Young of America with an 8.9 on the floor. Caballo of Spain second. Grigson, with a great performance, picks up Australia's first medal.